Good morning, everybody. Slay here. I am going to dust off and take out this DO335 A-1. It's the new German Tier 8, I guess, premium aircraft from the event going on right now. The Sky is a Westfall. This is a very controversial plane. As you know, you're probably not going to be able to get this plane without spending some money on it at this time. The missions for it are just absolutely ridiculous. The game mode is insanely bad. So I'm going to be trying something new with this video. For the first time ever, realistically ever, period, in this game, I'm going to be flying in a training room. Because trying to make a video in the actual game mode with attack and defense is just really terrible right now. So I'm going to bring this video to you guys, show you its strengths, and let you make an informed decision on whether you want to try and get this plane or not. So as you see here, I am just shredding air defense aircraft. One thing that this plane really excels in is killing heavies, killing bombers, and killing air defense aircraft. What it does not excel in is taking out fighters and multi-rolls and doing things that a heavy shouldn't be doing, which is maneuvering and trying to turn with anything. But as you saw there, I was able to knock out that heavy fighter pretty well. I'm going to come down here and just show you the bombing capabilities. It carries two 250 kilogram bombs, so drop a couple there and watch it succeed, right? Oh, I missed 110. Imagine that. So this thing is kind of a one-man army. The range is ridiculous on it. The 30mm gun has a 1000 range, whereas the other guns have like a 700, the 15s. It just makes for an overall pretty fun plane to play. It's an awesome plane. It does generate a decent amount of credits, which I won't be able to show you because this is a training room. But again, I am just trying to give you guys an informed decision on whether you should grind this out or whether, you know, maybe you want to drop some cash on it, whatnot. I think the ultimate thing I can suggest at this point would be to grind out as many of the missions as you can over the weeks that are to come, and then simply just, you know, fill in the rest with marathon tickets if it's something that you truly want. That way you're not paying full price for this thing. Because holy moly, those missions right now is a little steep, and asking almost 70 US just for a plane is pretty insane. And I think the way they threw this in is kind of controversial in my opinion, because, you know, trying to grind out all of those missions, you're just not going to be able to do it, and that's just the cold hard facts. So as you see, this thing has no problem capping air defense sectors, has no problem killing air defense aircraft. I'm going to go try and find the bomber I threw in on the enemy side so that I can show you exactly what this thing can do to an RB. So as you see these situations though where you are just, you know, a one-man army and you're getting shredded, unless I have this airfield, it's going to be kind of rough for me. So I'm going to try and take this airfield before I die. I may just end up dying, we'll see. But just like with any other heavy, you want to try and play this thing to a velocity fighter. You want to go for obviously the things that are furthest away and turning on you, and you just want to hope that your 30 gets some good shots on them. You are going to be faster than any of these A6M2s. As you see, that guy's on my tail. I'm climbing away. Now I'm going to come back in and just kind of do some boom and zoom on these guys. I really hope I get some shots on that RB-17 before the game's over, because he keeps dying to AA guns apparently. I don't know what kind of bot logic they threw on these guys, but as you see, look at this 30. That 30 is hardly overheating, which is pretty awesome. So that A6M2 just turned his tail to me. That's the worst thing you can do. If you're facing this plane, try and maneuver it, try and circle it, try and do what you can. I'm going to try and get some repairs here so that I can go and engage everything else full health. The next time I drop my bombs, I'll be able to give you a good accurate read on how long the bomb respawn is. So that RB-17 has not taken a single cap yet. I'm just going to go try and find him. He's probably over, I can't even tell what cap he's over because of the fact that he hasn't even dropped one bomb and killed anything. I don't see any smoke coming up from anywhere. Yeah. So let's go see if we can find that bomber. Hey, there we go. So he's getting killed by other heavies that are air defense aircraft. So let's show you what you can do to a RB-17 real quick. Now, mind you, this is a Tier 8 heavy fighter, and this is a Tier 8 bomber. This thing has no problem going to altitude. This thing really has no problem getting up to speed with it. Let's go ahead and drop all my bombs on one of these targets so that we can get a good read on how quick the reload is. So that was looking at about 120-second reload, which is not entirely too bad, I guess, for a heavy fighter, right? This thing's not primarily a ground attacker or a bomber. So it's just an all-around pretty fun aircraft to play, realistically. It's got pretty good speed. It's not like, you know, it's not a pancake. Let's just put it that way. This thing more plays like an ME-209, but a heavy fighter. You're going to be really comfortable killing the heavies. You're going to be really comfortable killing the bombers. Attacking the fighters, unless you have a good wingman who can draw some of their attention, it's going to be kind of rough. As you saw, this thing is not a maneuverer, but it has no problems getting in on the heavy. So I'll go back, kill this J4M, and then I'm going to kill that RB-17 one more time. But just look at the firepower on this thing. I had no problem just sitting there, laying down that 30 the whole time, and I didn't overheat once. So let's see if we can climb to this guy. I'm going to build up some boost. As you see, it has a 30-second boost. That's not bad at all. So that guy is kind of far range. I'm going to try and hit him with my 30, which I did. He's now shooting me with his tail gun, but luckily you're in a heavy, so aside from the people on my tail, I'm going to die. I've got something on my tail. Actually, that wasn't the turret. Let's be real. That had to be a J4M on my tail. Maybe it was the turret. I doubt that. Only I can play a trading room and die. So let's go ahead and wipe out the rest of these caps. I'm going to go find that RB-17 and get some revenge. I doubt that. That was just the RB-17 there. It really felt like I had a J4M on my tail. I was just trying to be cheeky and show you guys, you know, what this thing can do to an RB, which I still wholeheartedly believe this thing has no problem taking out RB-17s. Just don't go ignoring things like air defense aircraft, air defense heavies. Obviously, you're going to need to cover your tail, and maybe you'll have a wingmate that is doing that for you. So as you see, the 30 is, you know, kind of reliable at long range, but at close range, much like all these other German heavies, the 30 is just not entirely reliable. So I'm going to try and make some distance between me and these guys. I got a J4M who's actually keeping up with me, and I'm at squall. So I'm going to go ahead and change the situation to a situation I would prefer. So I'm going to come back, I'm going to drop a quick repair, and then I'm going to turn around, come back in, wipe out those targets. Always preserve your boost in these heavies for situations like that, because the last thing you want to do is try and dogfight. If you can't go in and see a weak target and be able to knock it out, then there's really no point going in and engaging it. The last thing you want to do, especially during squall, is sacrifice yourself trying to make it, you know, try to take a cap and you're going to die. And that's absolutely the last thing you want to do. You want to go in, obviously, with a winning strategy, and you want to basically play to your best effect, right? So it looks like I'm cruising around 620. Let's go straight after the J4Ms this time. J4Ms, they're a medium in the hands of a player, but obviously in the game they're thrown in as bot heavies. I believe they're given slightly better flight characteristics so that they can actually meet their heavy characteristics. Let's see here. So wipe out this J4M, get a little bit of lead on him. There we go.
You're on your own now, pilot.
Apparently I'm on my own. Pretty sure I was on my own the whole game. But the cool thing about this is I can come in, I can drop bombs, I can keep flying.
Good job today. We'll be waiting for you back home.
And there you go. So guys, that was the DO-335. This plane, again, is a really good heavy fighter. If you like the ME-209 and you like the randomness of having a 30 mixed with some machine guns or light cannons, then you might actually prefer this plane. As for grinding it out throughout this event, I don't think that's going to be a good idea. Unless Wargaming changes the way they're doing business here. Um, I don't see how they can expect people to really grind these out. As a couple of my viewers were saying in the comments of my XF15 video, it's almost like Wargaming had the normal gameplay in mind when they made some of these missions. 15 aerial kills or 15 air defense aircraft in a normal game would be fine and would actually be a good game. But when you take it to a game like this in the air defense mode where, you know, say you're on attack, there's nobody flipping the bases, there's nobody flipping the caps. So those air defense kills are very few and far between. Some of my best games on attack so far, I'm talking I've maybe had 3 or 4 air defense kills, and I was really trying to focus those air defense kills, but it just was not happening. So obviously that was a training room, so I can't show you the credit earner potential for this, but in the games that I have played during the event, it was picking up around 200k for a decent win, and that was for about 5k score, 6k score. So in a game like that with 9k score, we're probably looking at about 240k credits, which is actually pretty good. Let's go ahead and leave the training room here, and I will talk to you guys about the aircraft real quick. Now I threw the my TA-152 pilot in there who has full marksman capabilities in it. I tossed gun sight, improved covering, and engine tuning, because this thing really is fast. Its top speed is 760, its maximum dive speed is 950, so this thing is a true boom and zoom aircraft. I really do like that it carries 4 bombs. Those 4 bombs, those 250s are actually really good. So overall, it's just sad that this is going to be gated behind such a cruddy event, because this is a really nice airplane. As for survivability, it's only got 630 hit points, which is, you know, less than, let's just say, the XF5U 785. So it's kind of mediocre in survivability. I believe the Russian one has a lot better survivability, or maybe it's the British one. But again, you know, the XF5U is a plane you'll have to grind out for. This is a plane you can just purchase right now. So I'm running under the assumption that, say you had some money to throw at this game, would you want to purchase this plane? Altitude performance is 2500, which is higher than the XF15, but that XF15 is just a fighter at 2200. Maneuverability is 14. It wasn't the worst maneuverability. I want to say the XF5U is slightly better on maneuverability with 13 seconds on a turn. So this thing is not a turner. You don't want to dogfight it, but you can definitely have no problem taking out a bomber. You have no problems wiping out heavies. You're actually kind of a one-man army, as I shown there, with knocking out caps, and you're able to fly in, kill some planes, drop some bombs, push a cap, and then move on. The things that I have encountered while playing this game in the live mode was I was just basically getting swarmed by fighters because I kept getting thrown on attack, which the enemy team was all fighters, so I really didn't think that this was a good way to show you this plane, because obviously this game mode is not going to be around forever, thank God. When you're playing this thing on a normal day, you're going to be encountering a better variety of planes out there. So let's just talk real quick about the ordnance and the guns that this carries. So these are 5,000 damage bombs, which again, 75 blast radius. These things do some work. As you saw, I dropped 2 dead center on one of those targets. I left a tent, but obviously dropping all 4, spread them around, it wiped out any target that I was trying to hit. Could I have done it with 2? Most likely, if I would have just hit corner to corner. But I was just trying to demonstrate and show you the bomb recount time, which again was 2 minutes. So as for the guns, the DPS on that gun is a 210 with effective firing range of 1,000. Let's go ahead and just go to the ME209 gun and show you what the difference is. So it is a harder hitting gun than the ME209, and it's got slightly more range. Let's look at the TA-152, I believe. Yeah, so the TA-152 has 3 of those guns, and if anybody's faced the TA-152, you know the devastation. So picture a TA-152 gun, slightly more damage and more range, and that's what they throw on this thing. Then you get 2 15mm, which are your kind of filling guns at 85 DPS, but 420 rate of fire with a 720 range. These are more just what's going to be going off in between that 30, and the randomness of the 30 is very disappointing at times, but it's very rewarding at the same time. Many times on a pass, you'll come in, that plane's going to you know, do some damage to you, but you may, you know, just lightly graze him, or you may wipe out 90% of his hit points in one pass. And if you get behind something and you have time to focus this 30, again, that overheat on this 30 is not bad at all. I was sitting there firing this gun for long periods of time, enough to kill any aircraft, and I wasn't overheating. So again, guys, this was the DO335A1. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Fiel? P-F-I-E-I-L. Someone, if you don't mind commenting and tell me exactly how to pronounce that, I would appreciate it. But I just thought I would pick up this plane, show you guys a decent review on it. I'm obviously not the most skilled player out there, but I like to do these things so that you don't have to. And I want to give you guys an informed decision on whether this is worth the grind or whether it's not. Take away from this video, if you're still here, go ahead and just grind out the missions and get as far as you can during this event. This event's running for, I believe, 6 weeks. Play every weekend, knock out what you can, and then at best, maybe just get some tokens if you are going to purchase this aircraft, and just try and fill in the blanks of the missions you're missing. There's obviously some missions that are easier than others. There's missions that are absolutely impossible currently in this game. So knock out the impossible missions with tokens if you really want to purchase this game, and knock out the easy ones. So yeah, that was the DO335A1. Thank you for watching, and you guys have a good day.